Hi, so it's Richard. I'm out with my friend Noah again. We come to Matlock Bath and we're doing a bit of a photo walk film. Today I thought I would bring my Mamiya 645 Super. I've got a couple of films to choose. I think I'm going to shoot some T-Max 100. This expired in 2008, so I'm going to rate it at probably 60 or 50 and see how we go. I'm just going to frame up and shoot the waterfall. It's a little mini waterfall here in Matlock Bath. So yeah, I just thought I'd come out with the Mamiya and give my first impressions of it. I've had this camera now for about a year and a bit and only really used it once on a car show. I think I showed the images in a past video, but just thought I'd have a walk around and give my impressions on it. So I would take the back off. This one releases the door. Always put your rubbish in the bin or in your pocket, never throw it around. This place is beautiful. And remember to put it this way around, because last time I put it the other way and lost the whole film. This was when I borrowed Noah's Mamiya 645 AF. I put the film in back to front and wasted 2 rolls of portrait. And is there an arrow on this?
Should do, yeah.
Line up your start?
Yeah. Stopped.
So while we're out today in Matlock, Noah's brought a camera he's going to tell us about, which is the, what is it, the Mamiya?
It's a Mamiya 645 AFD2.
Nice.
A medium format, 6 by 4.5 centimeters. Same as your Mamiya, only has autofocus lenses, and right now I have a digital back on it, but I'm also loading a film back, probably with Ilford XP2. I've got 3 lenses with me today, the wide 35mm, the standard 80mm and the macro 120, so quite a variety there. What's interesting here is that the mount is the same as yours, so you can actually mount these on your camera, right. But since I have the electronic aperture lenses, you won't be able to operate the aperture on your camera. So you can shoot them wide open.
Yeah.
The other way around is possible. I can mount your lens on my camera, but I can operate the aperture since it's manual. So it was I thought it was nice getting similar cameras today.
So yeah, we've come to a place called Matlock Bath, as I said. As you'll see in a little bit, it's a beautiful little village in the heart of the Midlands where people come to. Great day out. They've got arcades. It's famous for its fish and chips. So yeah, we're gonna have a bit of a wander, shoot some film, and yeah, see what we get up to.
Okay.
So Noah's just about to load the film into his 645. So I guess it's pretty much the same as the Super.
Same loading process, only this camera has kind of sensors in the back, so I don't really have to align the arrow with anything.
Oh, it auto takes up.
Yeah, it knows where that the emulsion side is there, so it stops there.
So does that have a battery in the back then?
Yes.
There you go. Ah, right, cool.
And if you check my YouTube channel, I have a silly video in which I try to operate the camera, but it doesn't fire.
Right.
And the reason was, many people said it was because I didn't take the dark slide out, but the reason why I didn't was because I had tried before the video, and I know it wasn't the dark slide. The problem was the battery was flat. So without the film back, it's gonna just say no film back, and it's not gonna fire.
So how can people find you? What's your YouTube channel? Useful. I'll link it.
Anyway,
Yeah, I'll link it in the description below, so you'll be able to find him. He does quite a lot of tech reviews. This guy is a bit of a tech genius, so and he's the one I call when I have issues. Like, no, my camera won't work.
the problem I'm having here is I was silly to bring my digital back, which is because I don't have the cover for it, so I have to take it out and I'm going to expose the sensor. I'm going to show you the size of that sensor. Okay, now the thing with these things is once you take it out, the shutter opens up for security, for safety. It's quite a big shutter, so they don't want you to touch it. So once you take the back out, it just disappears. And this is the digital sensor. It's, if I'm not wrong, it's 36 by 48 millimeters.
Compared to 35mm, what we're talking?
Well, it's definitely bigger.
Yeah.
But this is what it is compared to 645.
Oh, so it's not actually the same size as 645 then?
Only a tiny bit smaller.
Right.
But that's the standard for 645 digital bags.
Right. Wow.
Anyway, same process, same locking mechanism as the Mamiya 645. Was it the TL that you have version?
This is a Super.
A Super. So it's the same locking mechanism, I think, on the back. Same clip. Put it here. Now this is interesting. This is set for 220, and what you do if you want to shoot 120 is pull it out, rotate it till it says 120.
Cool.
Okay, yours must be the same.
I don't know. I've not seen that.
Hey, check it out. It might be. And the only difference really is the thickness of this thing.
Yeah.
So anyway. It says here film spool, so actually this was on the right place.
Mine doesn't say that, but it's got a little illustration.
And yeah, they all should have some sort of indication. And there you go.
Right, so I'm just back from Matlock with my friend Noah. Been shooting the Mamiya 645 Super. I think this is a great entry into the medium format market. There are other cameras out there that are probably slightly cheaper, like some of the TLRs, the Yashicas, but this, being a system camera, is fantastic. And yeah, like I said, a great way into the medium format. It being a system camera, it's got a removable back, so you can change the backs mid-roll. You can put like a colour and black and white, and you can keep changing depending on what the scene is in front of you. One good thing about this is it has what's called a dark slide. So this thing protects your film, and with this out, you can't actually take the back off, which means you're not going to expose your film, which is absolutely fantastic. This one has the waist level viewfinder, which, to be honest, today I shot with my tripod, so it wasn't as bad, but I really do struggle with a waist level finder. And especially the thing about this is trying to do it in portrait format is quite, not impossible, but a pain, because when you look through the finder, not only is everything upside down, but then you have to correct for the perspective of things being backwards and forwards, and it's a real pain in the arse to shoot anything other than landscapes. I'm not saying you can't do it, I just really struggle with it, and I really struggle with it handheld as well. So for me, this is only suited for certain subjects. Like I said, today we went out doing landscapes and a bit around Matlock Bath, so doing the streets and pan work was really good, but there was a few compositions where I wanted to do portrait mode, and yeah, I did find it quite difficult. This is the 80mm f2.8 lens, which is quite nice actually. I quite enjoy it, it's very sharp. I was shooting again today between 2.8 and 5.6 depending on the light and the composition. I did shoot a black and white roll that was 2008, so I exposed it at 50 instead of 100 how it is box speed. So we'll see how those images turn out. As usual with the waist level finder, you do get this pop-up magnifier, which does help a bit. Again, it's okay on a tripod when you can slow down, take your time, but yeah, I really seem to struggle with the waist level finders. Being a 645 format, you get 16 pictures on a roll of 120, which compared to the Pentax 6.7 only getting 10 is a bonus. Probably a wrong choice in film today, being black and white. Matlock Bath is very colourful with bright lights, and you've got bright neon lights and arcades, and there's lots of colours going on, so probably black and white film wasn't the greatest choice today, but that's the roll I picked up, because looking at the weather when I first came out, it was a bit overcast and a bit dull. Now the bloody sun's come out, so sod's law. One thing that did catch me out when I first bought the camera is the settings on the front. I don't know if you can see. It has a yellow, white, and that is, the white is for when you've got battery in it, shoots normal speeds, normal operation, and the yellow one is for when the batteries run out and you can shoot at a certain shutter speed. I believe it's 1/60th. That did actually catch me out when I first bought the camera, because I had it on yellow and it does actually fire with the dark slide in, so I have actually exposed the roll of film with 5 frames with the dark slide in, so 5 blank frames. So that is something to watch out for if you're actually considering getting something like this. There is a few different models in the range. This one again, as I say, is the Super. There is a TL and a Pro, which again I've got different features. This one shoots from bulb to 1/1000th of a second. As I say, quite a lot of 645s do tend to shoot at 1,000th of a second, so that does come in really handy. Sorry, I'm just being attacked by the chickens. Don't know if you can see. Yeah, for some strange reason they like to peck my feet. But yeah, so all in all, I think it's a great way into medium format. Again, for me it does have its downsides with the waist level finder. I would quite like to track down the prism finder, because I think that would actually make life a lot easier, especially shooting in portrait format. This thing also, you can get a grip, which again will make it a bit more comfortable handheld. But for me at the moment, I am actually just using it on a tripod for certain shoots. Again, I've never used this feature, but this one does have, if you can see, it does have a multiple exposure mode, so you can do obviously multiple exposures.